I still have self-service.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call. Mayor Kirkpatrick's here, Alderman Moore's here, Alderman Gibson's here, Alderman Vardaman's here, and Alderman Meyer is here. Reading of the minutes for approval from last meeting. The meeting was called to order. It was on September 5th. The meeting was called to order at 6 o'clock. We did the Pledge of Allegiance. We did the roll call. All were in attendance except for Alderman Moore. We approved the meetings from the previous meeting of August 5th. We mentioned that the levy is going to be put on the November ballot. We went over the balances for all the funds. We went and adopted the Atchison County Multi-Jurisdictional Hazard Mitigation Plan, motion by Alderman Gibson, second by Alderman Meyer. We did approval for the firebox, which has been purchased. Motion by Alderman Gibson, second by Alderman Meyer. Approval for the payment to Carol Kirkpatrick for paint for the picnic tables, motion by Alderman Meyer, second by Alderman Gibson. Old business, there is none. There is no new business. There is no mayor report. Public comments. Edith Kirkpatrick would like to see unimproved minutes of the back of the water bills, which these past water bills they were on. She also brought up about the flooding on Monroe Street. Mayor Kirkpatrick stated that he's working on a plan to fix it, but it would be after Washington Street and High Street were taken care of. Loretta Tizer had issues with a big rut on North High Street. She said it was getting really bad. Mayor Kirkpatrick said that he had no problem using city equipment to fix it, but stated it was a private road. We did the reports, the parks report. The parks alderman was absent, but it was brought up about finding a way to get rid of the moles around the park. Street alderman, the issues were stated above under public comments. Sewer alderman, Alderman Vernon, is spraying on the lagoon to keep the leaks down. And the water alderman the hydrants were flushed to help with maintenance, and fire trucks can use them as well. And we paid bills, and we adjourned at 6:40 p.m. Motion Alderman Vardaman, second Alderman Gibson.
I motion approved.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Yes.
Okay. The balances, City Hall has $920 in it. The Water Maintenance Fund has $5,452.93. The Water Reserve account has $13,276.77. The Sewer Maintenance account has $9,137.45. The Sewer Bond account has $1,683.84 in it. The trash account has $646.84 in it. The light account has $4,834.41. The USD Reserve has $17,000.50. The General Fund has $17,472.59. And the street account has $7,500.81 for a total of $77,926.14. Because of the issue with Pat Martin's dogs getting bit, we're going to put in for adoption of a loose dog ordinance. It states that if a dog is being a nuisance at large and roaming the streets of Westboro, and there is photographic proof sent to the mayor showing that what the dog is doing, and who owns the dog, then a fine will be issued. This includes dogs running at large, with, in, or on the premises of another person, or in any tenement or annoyance of the public, or deemed a nuisance shall be fined $5, but no more than $50. Do I have a motion to approve?
I make a motion. What determines whether it's 5 or 50 though?
Yeah, that kind of is up there in the air.
Is it a first time offense, second time offense, third time, or?
Yeah.
You can't charge one $50 and one, and
Right.
another one $5.
No, the board will take it into consideration as to what the situation was, and it will be up to the board to decide what the fine will be. Okay, do I hear a second on it?
Who did the first?
Ashley,
Ashley,
who's second?
All in favor?
okay. Yes.
Per protocol, I'll read it 2 more times in motion. If a dog is being nuisance at large and roaming the streets of Westboro, and there is photographic proof sent to the mayor showing what the dog is doing and who owns the dog, then a fine will be issued. This includes a dog running at large, within or on the premises of another person, or in any tenement or annoyance of the public, or deemed a nuisance shall be fined $5, but no more than $50. Motion?
I make a motion.
All second?
Gary.
All in favor?
Gary.
Yes.
Third and final time.
If a dog is being a nuisance at large and roaming the streets of Westboro, and there is photographic proof sent to the mayor showing what the dog is doing and who owns the dog, then a fine will be issued. This includes a dog running at large, within or on the premises of another person, or in any tenement or annoyance of the public, or deemed a nuisance shall be fined $5, but no more than $50.
Motion?
Yep.
Joel?
Okay, I'll second.
Okay.
All in favor?
And also, I'd like to make it stated that starting next month, we're gonna move the meetings till 6 o'clock.
Yep. Can you speak up?
Starting next month, we're gonna move the meetings till 6 o'clock instead of
okay.
7. With it getting dark late and stuff like that.
Good idea.
There's any old business that we need to discuss?
I'd like to bring up something. I'm confused on this levy. I know that it's how we get funds for our operations and whatever, but can you explain it a little bit more?
Well, what the levy is it's taxation, so people that live in the city limits will get taxed, a higher tax rate, and that money will be put into the fund for the city to do whatever needs to be done with, for roads, for,
So it can go to into any funds?
yes. Whereas the grant that we're going after, that's strictly gonna be for water sewer.
Suzette Taylor highly recommended it because we haven't did it in so many years, and she said that we're gonna end up in trouble if we don't do it, so.
I thought that's the one she said that we didn't want to.
No, she's the one that
She
wrote
said
me a letter,
said
and
this one? Okay.
you're more welcome to read it, Joelle, and then,
Well, we got a copy of that letter, yeah.
anything that, she recommends, I'm gonna.
It hasn't
listen
been
to
done
her.
for quite a while. you
No,
said?
she said it hadn't been done for a long, long, long time. And she's the one that rewrote me after her saying it the first time. She said, well, Jerry, after looking this over, I would highly, highly suggest that you do put it on there.
Mhm.
And of course, then it's still gonna be up to the people in the November vote, whether it happens or not, So, it's not just us doing it, it's the whole city will be voting on it. Okay, you got anything else?
Um,
the other name of the company that's coming in, but they're where you see all these tower poles and wire and all, and we're really in hopes of getting them to put an office here in town, which will bring our revenue up considerably. I mean, they're talking like maybe $130,000, and you know what $130,000 could do for Westboro. I mean, we might actually see a paved Main Street again. That would be mighty awesome. So,
Is that what's going on over there by Roger Wilkie's?
yes. And first off, they're going to be on the other side of 59 starting, and then they're going to be over here. And they're wanting to put even an office here in town somewhere. So,
Is that not an office down there then?
well, they're renting Gary Perrigan's building right now as an office, but see, these are just contractors.
No,
They're-
I'm talking about across the street from Roger, those 70-foot
Yeah,
poles.
yeah, that's just for the construction of the Evergy and the other company that went.
Is that where they're gonna put it there?
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
They're
they're
just
just
storing
using
it
that
there.
as storage, yes,
Okay.
yes. All right, well, let's go on to the park alderman and,
Well, I've been out of the loop, I have nothing.
okay.
Well, if you see pickups parked on the city lot, that's part of the workers that are staging their pickups too.
Joel Street,
There's just a few potholes and stuff around all the roads that probably need fixed.
all right, have you got a map for everybody so we can know how to avoid them?
Good.
Nate, sewer,
Lift station went down there a few weeks ago. I got a hold of Roy Adams. Had a few issues. We got it worked out. He came up and looked at it. Some collar slid down. It was just a freak deal. Got it all back to working again. So, other than that, no, not really. Otherwise, everything's looking good.
okay, all right. Ashley?
Northwest Regional Water found 2 leaks in the fire hydrants. One at the fire hydrant at Adam and School Street, and the other one at Jefferson and Main Hydrant. I figured that we've been losing around 3,000 gallons a day. This adds up to about $80,000 to $90,000 loss per month. Because of this, I would like to make a motion to get shut-off valves at those 2 fire hydrants.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Gonna do the first one.
Did you understand all that, Joanne?
Well, somebody seconded and didn't do it first.
I thought,
Okay.
I thought Ashley made a motion.
I made a motion, yes.
Okay.
And then secondly, I would like to make a motion to get this fixed as soon as possible due to such a drastic loss.
Okay, Ashley, we will leave it up to you to call around and find the best one at the cheapest, best, and make it ASAP.
But also,
because
yes, that's what I was saying, is also we
we
need to,
have no time
at
to,
3,000 gallons a day, we don't really have time to wait for somebody to
it's
say,
already
well,
been
it's
approved,
close,
so
you know.
get them in here and get it done. I
And then-
think that we might have one valve, but we might have to buy another valve, and that would save us a little bit of money, but
I see there was only one down there.
yeah, it all depends on what size it is, we have to check it out. I think we've got one of each, but we ain't got 2 of each, and if they're both the same size, then we have to get one prior to do it.
Then in other news, Talon is going to be taking apart the meter at CPS to clean it and flush it.
Can you speak up a little bit? I can't even hear you sitting here. I doubt if they can hear me.
Talon will be taking apart the meter at CPS to clean and flush it.
Okay. What used to be crop production
If you want to
service.
look at any of that, Joellen, if that helps you, you can look over right now.
Okay.
And the reason that we need to take that apart and clean it and flush it out is because it's at the end of a line and it catches all the debris, and then we end up letting a lot of water go through.
They don't get charged for all their
Exactly.
gallons going
The
through,
sediment.
which
Exactly.
they
That
acquire
could even
quite a
be
bit.
part of our loss
this time
right
of year.
now.
Yes,
other than the
especially
fire
with
hydrants. But, you know, the reason the fire hydrants are leaking is because they got a spring valve on the bottom of them, and you gotta realize these fire hydrants are 60 years old. And as you shut that water valve off, then that spring releases the water so that nothing will freeze in there. You know, it's sort of like a hydrant that you have at your house, you know. But they're getting so old right now that they was able to put on, the same thing as what, a stethoscope or whatever that'll, you know, checking for your heart, and they can hear water run at all times, but they even shut her off. So, you know, 3,000 gallons, that could be like a water hose running all the time, you know. So if you divide that by between two of them, I mean, 90,000 gallons per month right now is what we're losing. So it would more than justify putting the shut-off valves there. And we already have them at a couple other ones, and the fire department has no problem with it. They carry a key around with them so that they can turn on the fire hydrants. But any way that we can narrow down on that 90,000 gallons that we are losing right now, I mean,
Yeah.
that's going to be a
That's
big
right where
plus.
it's at.
Okay, so if there's any public comments, I'm going to ask that you keep it down to 3 minutes, because Ashley has an emergency at home with Haley's surgery going on. She still has bleeding coming out, seeping from, so we don't want to keep her very long. And Joel needs to get to work by 7:15, so that's why also reason why we're changing the time too. But if anybody out there needs to speak of anything, you know, just please hold it within 3 minutes. Is there any public comments out there? Cool.
I was just wondering on that levy thing again too. Have you figured out what kind of percentage raise you're looking for, or you're gonna
We-
decide? It
we
just would
did
be
have
nice
it-
to know before we go to vote.
We did have it posted at one of the meetings, if
I
you're okay
think
with
I
it.
have it here.
I was gonna say, I could send it in the water bills too, just as a reminder for everybody seeing
Yeah,
that.
go ahead
That'd
and
be
do that.
great.
Okay, and the other thing I noticed when I was going over, and it was one of the ones that I missed, the meetings, but when you were talking about buying that truck, when you came down to the vote, you added Jerry's vote. Jerry doesn't vote unless it's a tie.
Well,
So you
Joel
had you
abstained.
had two people that said okay, and you had one that said no. Okay, that's not a tie. So you were
Oh,
you were
okay.
okay with those. You
Okay,
know, his vote is the tiebreaker.
okay,
So we have 4. So if they happen to split,
I gotcha.
then he would vote to one way or another on that. So.
Okay,
And since it is
But
public
it's-
knowledge, you know,
but
it
it's
just
thank you
looks-
for letting me
it just
know on
looks-
that.
Yeah, it just looks like we're kind of silly whenever we put stuff like that that's not really.
It doesn't need to be.
rule.
May have been a miswrite or something.
thank you for letting me know.
What did you do? Write down 3 yeas and 2 nays?
No, I put you down.
She put the 2
Oh,
nays,
yeah,
the
yeah, I
2
have that
yays and the
too.
1
That's
nay,
a
and then
tiebreaker.
Jerry's with the
Yeah.
yay, and you didn't really need that.
Right.
So,
She's sorry, she's human.
well, I know, we've
I'm
been
still
going
getting
through a
used to all
process here
this,
trying
yeah.
to get this right. It's just,
Alright, so do you have anything else?
one other thing. I was wondering if there is some possible way that we could, because the street that's down there between Marjorie's and our place is just a crap street. There's nothing you're gonna ever really do to it to make it right. So couldn't we, like move our money, that we would ever spend instead of doing that? Consider it not a real street, there's nothing on it, versus this high street, which seems to be a problem for everybody, wanting to make it a street. Because
Are you
it
talk-
really
are
is
you talking
bad.
about the
There
street?
isn't just one big giant rut up there. I mean, them ruts are getting so big that
I know it.
Pat Martin's car is gonna disappear in them. I went up there the other day to pick Loretta up, and it's not just one. It's it's bad. It's really bad. But to consider, I realize our funding is limited, but if we're gonna consider a street, to hell with that street. Take care of that one. It's got people's and their addresses on it.
Yeah.
This one is just a route basically between Marjorie's house and ours. There's nobody in their right mind ever uses that one anymore. And Gary has done stuff to it, and the first time it rains, these torrential rains, it just turns into crap again. But there is nobody's house is sitting there or, causing a problem. It's not a everyday traffic kind of a street.
that would, to me, would be like
I think
compromise
before
here
this
to make them have
construction
a street.
company gets out of here, I think they're gonna help us with a lot of these streets, including that street, so,
Good luck with that one.
yeah.
It shouldn't even be considered
And
an
as far
alley.
as that High Street going up there towards Pat Martin's and all, I already mentioned that, you know, we're more welcome to use the city equipment, you know, it's just a matter of the material because. it
Well,
is-
and I realize that, but if you're gonna like, you know, it has people living on it. Whether we like the people or not, or however that whole thing goes, I don't know. I just know that it would make more sense to consider that a street, a real street, when it goes to paving and doing different things, Chatton Rock, versus this one over here that is a real street.
I could, talk to, Suzette and find out, I'm sure there's gonna be a process that would have to be
Yeah,
done.
Yeah, and that's what I mean,
There's
there's a process to do just
Yeah,
about,
I'd have
to
to
do
see
just
what
about
that would all
anything.
be.
Because that was a driveway.
Yeah,
Yeah, and see what
you're
that
more
would,
welcome to check into that, just go ahead and get the check signed.
But when it was a
We gotta
driveway,
get
there was
it
only
built.
one house up there. Now there's a lot.
Yeah, but it's never ever been considered more than a driveway.
Yeah.
But just because it always has been, doesn't mean it has
No,
to be,
they
and
don't
doesn't mean
mean
it's
it
right,
can't be,
you know, I
it's a
mean.
matter of
it's just-
funds and getting.
I know that, I'm just saying, if we're gonna consider stuff, you know, don't just leave that street out, it has real people on it.
You know, I'll make a proposal to the board, and y'all can consider it. If, everybody that lives on that street wants to pay for the surveying, then we would consider taking that over as a street and maintaining
And I
it.
don't have a problem with that, I'm just saying, there are ways we can do it.
Well,
and I'll look
let's
into it.
compromise.
And there,
Yes,
there might be something.
That's what I'm asking, is
So
a
you have to,
compromise.
yeah, get out of that.
Well, I've already talked to them about it.
Oh, is this, the survey charges are usually really high, aren't they?
Well, it all
Yeah,
depends
really
on
not
what
too bad.
the last survey was and where the closest survey
If there
was.
is
The further
one.
that they have to go away from a survey to pick up,
Seen what she put on her door.
That was nothing compared.
And just so you know, for Miss Miller's, there's 2 trucks there. Excuse me, because,
Oh, shoot.
they had to come out of 2 different accounts,
okay,
so.
okay, gotcha.
And Nate, when you get the things for Miller, there's 2 trucks on it, so make sure you send both of them. Because they had to come out of 2 different accounts.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
And that might be something that y'all might want to consider up there on that High Street, there's a private drive right now too, is he said that he's got a packer. He says you take gravel and just put gravel down and try running over it a million times, he says it ain't nothing compared to this packer. He says this packer, they will pack it over and it will make it like concrete.
Right,
So, you know, that might be,
Yeah.
and if they're willing to do it for free,
yeah.
I mean, that might be an option, you know, I mean.
Yeah, I'd like to see what all we, you know, what
They
is.
said they can even fix that up there at Washington, and if you ever notice Washington, the way it washes out.
Mhm.
And he said that he can fix that, and he said that this stuff that they put in there, it's kinda like a powder bone.
Is it like a
stuff.
foam?
Huh?
It's like a foam.
Yeah.
I think
and-
they use that at Robert's work over there at the Metal Culverts, in his drive, because yeah, it's like a spray foam that they put the gravel in it.
Yeah, and he said it'd stay there forever, so.
Huh.
You know, and I don't know how long forever
Yeah,
is. You know,
right,
I've
yeah.
been told forever before, and 3
Yeah,
months
yeah.
later, I mean, forever was gone.
Yes.
I want to remind everybody about Lord's Acre Day coming up this coming weekend.
You might like that. It's like a fall festival kind of thing. baby on, so I got baby stuff.
I've never heard of it either. It's something they do here. Maggie gets really excited about it. Like crazy excited about it. It's in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what the fire truck? Is it fixed now?
Oh, working perfect.
You don't get moved that way.
You don't go inside on that stuff. She's too busy there.
Yeah, he talked like he'd rather just talk to me on the phone
Well,
and help
he-
me out that way, and that was very cool.
He helps the state all the time down there, the state highway department. They keep him busy.
You feeling okay?
And something else we need to talk about too is getting rid of that city clerk or city hall account.
Thank you, sir.
They ain't been doing no justice but taking money out of that for us.
And then you got a bunch of.
Receipts are on the back there, if you want to see what they're for. Did you deduct his water bill from here?
Yes. Yep, that was already taken care of.
Well, that ain't cheap, is it?
Nope. But that particular one will be a while before it's needed again. We don't do a heck of a lot in Colin.
I saw Friday. The one says about
Hopefully this slow down too.
it's like,
Blowing.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about firebox, what was that?
To, keep the important city paperwork in case there's a fire or anything like that.
We dropped that safety box at the safe or bank, so, you know, it was
Oh,
costing
yeah.
so much a year, you know.
How
with
big
this.
is it?
It's not very big, I mean, it's more than easily carried out if you need to, but
You
it's
can
just
probably
that,
set this down in there flat.
yeah, it's just that protection.
Yeah.
It was only under $40 or right around there somewhere. No,
I think we're having it home, wouldn't it?
yeah, I have one at home and that's what made me think about that, you know, we should get one for the city. because
Where'd you
it's-
get it?
Walmart. Yeah, it's fire, and water. So it takes care of it.
Okay, so now this is going out of one account into the,
Yeah, those are the transfers of the funds.
water reserve. And what's that coming out of?
It comes out of general.
Oh, okay, because you put it all in general and then you
Goes
take
into
out
water.
the end of each one.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Two checks are.
comes out of the general.
Gotcha.
Or,
Just want to check.
yeah, that's just one, but there's a bunch of those. Yeah, I will say it's quite fun to have that spreadsheet set up to try to figure out how much goes into what account when people pay.
Yes, I can only imagine. And then just like this one will be coming out of general fund into sewer maintenance.
Right.
The only one I didn't see, maybe I missed it, was the $82.
I forgot to do that one.
What's that?
$82 that we gotta put in the USDA every month.
Do you want to go one up there?
You can,
Because I
and
have no checks like that.
you know, other than showing it, we're putting in there every month. I mean, like we're supposed to, we've got plenty of funds in there to
Yeah, because
cover.
there's
So
17,000.
it ain't like they're gonna come after it. I'd still rather go ahead and put $82 in there now. If we need to, we can draw some out for the water tower, so.
We used to get, by like quarterly.
No, the $82? No, I do it every month, but I forgot to write it out because
But can we just do it quarterly?
it's supposed to be monthly.
That's fine. I was just asking.
Yes, she is.
You just need to
What
sign
I'm going to do is, yeah. We all know that she is well deserved. What I plan on doing is come Christmas time. I figure we can all take a vote and get rid of the Christmas celebration.
That's what I was looking
Maybe
for.
I think you would.
Hey, you know, I got my backup up in
You
the
gotta wait
house.
and see.
Oh, he's up there?
Yep.
I work back.
Yeah, my backup's up there.
He's too old, like, maybe.
I wouldn't be saying that to his face.
Might be a challenge. Alright, so I'll
They didn't get it clean.
Just for me to keep.
Nope, that's for you to sign so I can make a
Oh.
copy of it.
Oh.
Why don't you be keeping nothing? That's all the bills I have.
Everybody good?
These are Christmas Carol hours.
Well, anybody make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the bills we paid. Figures.
You know, we'll do that at the next meeting.
Might as well
Okay,
be
anybody
done.
make a motion to close the meeting?
One,
Second? All in favor?
two.
Okay, we can talk every